Hello everybody. So let's have a look where we are in the crypto market. So this is Bitcoin on the monthly chart. So as you can see, we're still making higher highs and higher lows. On the weekly, also there we see the same pattern. Had a high here, a higher low, higher high, and if this was the low, then we make again a higher low. And then on the daily it looks good for the moment if you look at the divergences. So we had our low on the 4th of December. So if we have a look on the 4th of December, this was here. So here you can see the blue line, and we're still coming down more and more. So the MACD is going down while price is going up. So that's bullish divergence. So for the RSI, the same. Actually, yesterday this is the OBV. So also volume here, if we zoom in more, then you can see 4th of December was here, and now the selling volume is even higher. So we are lower. And price keeps up, so bullish divergence. And then for the RSI, 4th of December was here, and yesterday we even reached the oversold level. So we were at 29.95, which is below 30 and is considered oversold. So this is all looking good. Now let's bring back the drawings. So we still have this shark pattern in play, and I'm gonna give this one another color to distinguish it a bit. So can we still go lower from here? Well, everything is possible. So here we have this green box which has the liquidity from the last low, so from the 4th of December. Then if we have a look, we still have liquidity below the low from the 21st of September, which is 39,500. So if they want to push it hard, then they still can go into this zone. But what I am looking at is, as usual, the retracement to the 0.618. From this low, so from the 4th of December, to the high we had on the 7th of December. So if we would retrace to the 0.618, we would end up at the 45,355 region. Given the bullish divergence on the daily, if this would happen, then it would be like a flash crash. So a potential pattern which plays out here as well, actually there are two, it's the Gartley and the crab. For the moment they are already valid, so this point C we can move to the low here on the 11th of December, so that's actually today. So if we push lower, then in theory it should be to the 0.886 retracement, so which is currently around let's say 42.5. There's a case to be made to go that low because we still have all those imbalances here in this wick. So an imbalance is where price did cut through and didn't have the time to find a balance between buyers and sellers, and these are usually like magnets. Price likes to retrace to such levels. If we are very bullish, then we leave it behind us and then we seek the imbalances which are higher. So I'll come back to that in a minute. So yeah, this retracement still makes sense. 0.618 makes sense. It also makes sense to go up from here. So if it would be a Gartley, then we look at the 0.786 retracement from X to A, so then we would end up at 55.5k, and then we would come down again. So this makes sense because we also have the imbalances here from the last drop. Also price did go quickly down over here, so there was no time to let the bulls and the bears play out in this region. So revisit here and then come down makes sense. Or we go to the 1.618 and then let's have a look. 61. Okay, more or less this region. So what do we have there? So this line is from the take profit 2 for this purple shark pattern. So that's a nice confluence. So this one can also play out. Then we take out the high here at a point C. So we take out the 69k and then we reject from there. This makes sense because that's the all-time high. So then we get a retest from the all-time high, and then a second retest you can always expect a second rejection. Usually it's less than the previous one. So normally we're not coming down again to the low from the 4th of December, but who knows, maybe 0.618 retracement as usual. That's possible. So yeah, for now it's still a bit unclear. I can't really say we go up or we go down. There are also no naked point of controls anymore below us. So yeah, it's difficult to say for the moment. So yeah, we have more naked point of controls above us. So, and let's see if we do get a good entry point. So for a long, so let's say we enter now, then stop loss should be below the low from the 4th of December, and then we go up, let's say to the last high. Yeah, that still makes sense. So that's a risk to reward of 2.6. So that's yeah, that's still a nice play. Or you can just have a look to step in on the way down. That's also a possibility. So yeah, that's it. Then another thing I wanted to talk about are pivot points. In the past I didn't really paid attention to it, but now that I have more time to look into it, it looks quite interesting. So if we have a look what price did last year, was quite bullish. So we started below the pivot point. We did come back, and then you see here we did come back to retest it twice. Then we did come up the R1, we got rejected from it, find support, come up, resistance 2, find some resistance, only a little bit, find support above. Then that month we close at resistance 3, and then we find support above, and then here in red is resistance 4, and there we find resistance at the end of the year. Then the new year opens, and this green one is the resistance 1 for 2021. So there we find some resistance. We come back into the previous resistance zone, which is now support. We come up let's say we slice through resistance 2 for this year, find resistance higher, we come back to retest it, and then we go all the way up to resistance 3 for this year, and then we reject from it there, go through resistance 2, go to resistance 1, and then we find support again at resistance 4 from last year. We do go up again, resistance 1 is reclaimed as support, resistance 2 is again resistance 1 is support, and then we go all the way up again to resistance 3 of this year, and now we did rejects and we did find support again at resistance 1, and now it looks like we're coming up again. So let's have a look. So what's above us? There is a quarterly resistance, and then the other one is the yearly resistance again, which is again the zone of the all-time high. So that's quite interesting. For the moment, I don't really see how we can trade this, but it gives a good idea where price might go to. But it looks like you really have to see it week by week, whether you find support or whether you find resistance at a certain level. So it's not always that clear to say, okay, I step in at that price, or I get out at that particular price. I think this is something which you can play through options, because with options you don't really need to have a specific price to be set. So if you see, for example, here in September that we did find support, then you can say, okay, I'm going to sell puts which are below this zone, or you will sell calls which are above the red box here, and that you can play the whole time as long as price is not in those regions. So yeah, that's quite an interesting one to watch. So okay, that's it for now. So yeah, if the divergence plays out, then we go up from here, or maybe with a flash crash to the downside. But given the fact that it is December and most people are not in the mood anymore, I guess, to trade, I really don't know. Maybe this will be just a slow. That would be then the more bearish side, let's say. That is that we slowly come back towards the end of the month. But in that case, then it means that bullish divergence didn't really work out. Or if it would work out, then maybe we come up, retest the high of B, and we come down from there. Then at least price did come up, and bullish divergence has been played out. So yeah, for now I would say sit back, relax. There's not much to see here. So except for playing out this crap pattern, that's an option. But for the rest, I don't really see any good trades for the moment. All right, that was it for me. See you on the next one. Bye bye.